Thanks for tuning into the gallery. I'm your host, Brianna Gustafson, and today I'm here with Caroline Brodt from the Artworks program at Barnstable High School. Her work is outstanding. There's so much meaning behind what she does, and I'm happy to have her here today. Thanks for coming, Caroline.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about why you wanted to print it and present it the way that you did.
Actually, my mentor suggested the metal print idea, and walking into her studio, immediately it caught my eye and I fell in love with it. So I definitely wanted to try it out, and this is the first time I've really printed my work and seen it physically, and it's just a really cool experience. And like, I can thank the Artworks program and the Cape Cod Media Center for that opportunity. It's like really, it's awesome.
You must have felt a huge sense of pride over the weekend when you were in here hanging up your artwork. I mean, everybody who comes into the Media Center stops and looks at it and says, oh my goodness, this is the most beautiful photography that we've seen in here. So congratulations on being our Artist of the Month and getting a lot of exposure, which is really good for you. You're a young artist.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about yourself as a photographer. How long have you been taking photos? What kind of camera do you have? How often are you out shooting these beautiful photos?
I started when I was really young, actually. I just remember my mother, when I was really little, just taking the camera wherever we went, and I knew that once I got to an age to really understand like why she was capturing the memories and looking at the photo albums, I was like, wait, this is something I want to do. And so I got my own camera. I have a Canon T3i, and I just love bringing it with me everywhere. And I just like capturing memories and being able to share it with people, like you said, like on the walls, and just to see not like a single photo, all of them I feel like relate to each other in their own ways, and I just think that's cool by itself.
Well, Caroline, I'm really glad you're here today. I wanted to talk to you about some of your favorite pieces. The one behind me obviously has a much deeper meaning, but first I want to talk about food coloring. You mentioned that that was a photo that you captured out of luck when you were on a trip to New York City for a photography camp. Tell me about how you captured that photo and why you're the only one who captured that photo.
So over this past summer, I went to the School of Creative and Performing Arts in New York City, and that was held at NYU, and it was a really, really amazing opportunity. I flew there alone, and I was really nervous at first, but once I was surrounded by people who shared the love for photography like as I did, it just made me super excited. And each night we would go to Times Square or out to a show. And Fuerza Bruta, which is where I took the photo, was this like dance concert type of thing. And all of my photographer friends left their cameras in bag check. And I was the only one that brought it in because I was like, why not? It's a show. Like, they're going to be performing. And like, I thought so many possibilities of photos like going through my mind. And I took it in knowing that later in the show there's actually going to be rain coming from the ceiling, like as part of the effects. And there's the plexiglass on the ceiling with water coming and lights, and that's when I captured it. It was just like all the color, and that's why I named it food coloring.
That's incredible, and it seems like you definitely have a natural eye for good artwork. All your friends were on this photography workshop trip, and you were the only one who brought your camera into the show, which I think is really funny. Let's talk a little bit about the photographs behind me. Tell me about them. Tell me about this subject in the pictures, and tell me why you captured this.
So this is my sister, my older sister Olivia. She's 3 years older, and last spring she was diagnosed with cancer, and I just thought that it was such a powerful and like courageous story that it needed to be captured, and especially like through the beginning, which is up here. This is during the summer, that it was important, even if it's not like a happy moment, to capture it, because you're gonna look back at it. You're gonna want to see these memories, even if they're not always happy. And so one day I was like, Olivia, like let's go out and like let's take pictures. So this is actually in my backyard, and my parents are really into landscape design, so This is like a barn in my backyard and the barn door, and I thought that created a really dramatic background, especially because it was simple and yet the subject was just like a stunning image. Like, you didn't need to set it up to be something. And I at first was thinking of naming it 321, just because I didn't want the title to take away from the photograph. And I ended up thinking, why not stage 3, stage 2, stage 1? She was originally diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, and after looking at the photos and seeing which order I wanted to put them into, the flowers actually represent like the cancer. So you can see how they're the biggest in stage 3 and they go down from there. So I thought that was another deeper, like, symbolic meaning that the viewers could have.
I'm so glad you're here, because not a lot of people who walk into the media center realize that right away, that the flowers are representing the cancer. I think that is amazing. Talk about how black and white, tells this story a little bit better than color would.
I just think that in color, I put them side by side because I wanted to make sure I was picking the best option, and I thought that color in a way was a little bit more distracting. However, in a different shoot, on the same shoot actually, a different photo, it's also in this gallery, it's called Battle Ahead, and that one, I thought I'll put that one in color, but these 3 really related and connected to each other, and them like setting them up together really was powerful. So I just thought like the inspiring story needed to be projected to the public.
So Caroline, you pointed out another one of your favorite photos here hanging in our gallery. It's called My Reflection. Talk about that photo and why you like it so much.
So My Reflection was also taken on my trip to New York City last summer. And I liked this photo because actually in New York City we would have a lot of lectures about different photographers and their styles, and that was inspiring in itself. And so they're different self-portraits. I was like, how am I going to create like a creative self-portrait? And I was waiting for this opportunity to come up, whether it be windows, like some sort of reflection, because a lot of the times I go on vacations with my family, and I'll be the one taking the photos, so there'll be the occasional like family picture that a tourist take, and it's all crooked and maybe blurry, but this is like another outlet of like to get myself in the photo. And so I thought it was neat. I was walking through a farmer's market, and I saw these 3 mirrors that really captured my attention, and I was like, somehow I want to take a photo like this. And then I was like, wait, I could take a self-portrait. And so I tried different angles, and I was actually there for kind of a long time, and then I stopped. I got kind of frustrated because I didn't get the photo that I wanted. So I circled around again, and I came back to it, and then I ended up getting that.
Well, it certainly is a very creative self-portrait. Like you said, it can sometimes be difficult to do. What are you most excited about having your work here hanging in the Media Center?
I just think it's a really fantastic opportunity for other people to see it. Like you said, like anybody walking by, I may not know them, but just to be able to share what's like my love for photography with other people, it's really special, and yeah.
And your reception is this weekend.
Yes.
You have a lot of family and friends coming.
I do, yes.
It's so exciting. So if you're coming to the Media Center, please, if you're coming Saturday, stop by Caroline's reception. If you're just walking in through March 6th, your work is hanging here through March 6th. So if you're here before March 6th, please take a look at Caroline's work. It's absolutely amazing. Caroline, thanks so much for being here today, and thank you for watching the gallery.